I start to react or I ghost them. Being vulnerable is not a sign of weakness. Letting people know that they hurt your feelings is not a sign of weakness. Once we bury them, anything that is buried alive would always find a way to come to the surface. So today, let's talk about our feelings. Let's get into it. On my journey to becoming the main character in my story, I realized that when I feel some type of way in a relationship, with my friends or with anyone, instead of coming to say how I feel, I start to react or I ghost them. That's terrible, right? But then I started to dig deeper and I was understanding that we mix our feelings up. Sometimes you project anger, but you're not really angry, you're hurt. Sometimes you project sadness, but you're not really sad, you just feel betrayed. It's important to understand how you're feeling and to name it so you can address it. So I want to share a story. I had a friend that I consider to be my friend, and because I'm very, what's the word I'm looking for? Selective. I'm selective in my friend group. I'm very selective with the people that I call friends because I believe that if you have a friend and they call you at 12 a.m., you are there. And I know that about myself, so I'm very selective. So I have this friend that I consider a friend, but she wasn't reciprocating the friendship the way I wanted to. Now, I didn't have a conversation with her about it. I just cut her off. Then she was hurt. I started to think about it and I realized that I didn't have a conversation with her about it because it would be me being vulnerable. For me, being vulnerable is a sign of weakness. So I'm coming to meet you to say, I don't like how you're doing, you're hurting my feelings. It sounded so weak in my mind. So I projected anger, like, oh, please, who needs this person? And I moved on. But that doesn't serve us, does it? It's important to know what you're feeling and address it. It helps you to communicate more. Being vulnerable is not a sign of weakness. Letting people know that they hurt your feelings is not a sign of weakness. Showing hurt instead of anger is not a sign of weakness. It's important to name it. What exactly am I feeling? Am I angry? Am I sad? Am I feeling some type of way because of what they said? Why do I feel this type of way? Is it what they said or is it something that has happened to me that is triggering this? The things with our feelings and our emotions is once we bury them, anything that is buried alive would always find a way to come to the surface. So if you notice how people just explode for no reason, it's because they have all these feelings inside them that they haven't addressed. Name your feeling. What exactly are you feeling? And I know for some people, it's like a sign of weakness to say, oh, you hurt my feelings, or I'm not happy with what you're doing or what you're saying. You're hurting me. You saying that someone is hurting you, it's not a sign of weakness. I actually think it's a sign of strength now. At the time, I didn't. I thought that being vulnerable was a sign of weakness. If you're strong, you're strong. Nobody can hurt you. You don't need anybody, but that's not true. We all need people. And if you keep shutting people out or if you keep reacting because you have refused to address the emotion that you're feeling, then you're left alone with no one. Name your feeling. Are you angry or are you sad? Are you angry or are you disappointed? Are you angry or are you heartbroken by something someone has done? If you're able to identify what the feeling is, if you're able to identify what the emotion is, then you're able to communicate it. A lot of times we max all these emotions with anger and rage. You just keep shouting and the person you're communicating with don't know what they've done. They don't understand how to even help you because they don't know what they've done. But if you are able to articulate yourself by understanding the emotion that you're feeling, it goes a long way in helping everyone around you. So this week, name what you're feeling. Don't just go yelling at people. Don't just go being angry. Name what you're feeling. If you're angry, if truly what you're feeling is anger, name it and express it. Not in a way that people are not going to be able to receive it. Name what you're feeling. If you're hurt, say it. I don't like what you said to me. That hurt my feelings. I don't like what you did to me. That crossed the line. we have to be a people who are able to name our emotions and able to articulate it. That way we have less road rage and we have more people willing to just get along. So this week, name your feeling and feel your feeling. Don't let anyone say, how can you feel this way? Your feelings are your feelings. People telling you how can you feel this way makes you bury those feelings, and then you keep burying them, and then one day someone says something to you and then you explode and you're wondering, and everyone is wondering, where did that come from? It came from you burying those feelings. Your feelings are your feelings. Name it, understand it, and feel it.